Vayne, or you could go for a range support to try to punish the Vayne. It would be a very situational thing. But previous to today, his only win previously was on Soraka, you'll remember.
Yeah.
But he will be jumping on the Taric. So team fight from SKT is going to be a delay game. They want Faker to hit level 16 and then be able to realm warp. Sorry, I should say rift walk everywhere. Sorry, we've had a lot of warping happening.
Yeah, we're warping a lot, yeah.
Walking and warping. It's going to be all about the rift walk and getting into the back and getting access to the Vayne. This is not a Malzahar draft for the Vayne to deal with. We've seen Vaynes try to tumble in, Deft for example, and be thwarted by a Malzahar. Still going to have to be difficult in team fights, but you hit 2 lifesteal items and potentially good things can happen for BBQ.
Yeah.
Such a surprise after Vayne took a very heavy nerf on patch 8.2, and Relic Shield means that her laning phase is no longer as safe as it was when it was double Relic Shield. So for a lot of reasons, Vayne was thought to be pushed out. Jinx was supposed to be the new Vayne. Cogmore still exists, not nerfed on patch 8.2. But Ghost is going to go with what works against the Cataclysm and also what's been working for him in solo queue. To me, it's a bold risk.
Yeah, it's a bold risk, but there's only the Dazzle for hard CC. So look, if you're going to take the risk, now would be the time to take it, and also valuing that counter matchup into the Ezreal as well. Sort of has been a tale as old as time as far as Vayne into Ezreal is concerned. Hit level 6, and final hour really does allow you to shove him out, but
BBQ have
what
a lot of
yeah.
If bot lane goes even, they have a lot of options to try to punish Kassadin's scaling, actually make things happen. Faker went heavy on scaling last time he played the Kassadin. It was like a 25-minute rod of ages. So let's see what they make of it here. BBQ will try and close this one early, even with a Vayne.
Still frightening, and I feel like scaling is exactly what you want after what was a marathon last time. Let's get into game number 3 of BBQ versus SKT. Oof. Okay. SKT fans really wanting them to turn it around. Seems to be the red shorts working out for both of these teams so far today. Does speak well for SKT, but we'll be able to see how difficult it is to lane now on the Kassadin, now that the Null Sphere does proc minion aggro.
I like that you bring that up. The big change there that hasn't really been discussed much today because of the champion pool. The Vladimir Q was the last one we had that was relevant there, but here the Kassadin Q is seen as a big nerf. So basically when Kassadin used to walk up and use his Q for lane control, basically queuing the enemy and some of them being at full health as a pretty hapless melee carry in the Kassadin, it didn't use to draw minion aggro. The minions, enemy minions wouldn't turn on you for using a targeted single target spell. But now they do. So there is the chance that you basically go through extra life because you're going to take minion aggro a lot as Kassadin. You don't have a lot of wave control until you have 5 points in your Q and your E, really, for wave clear and also poking. So, theoretically, Kassadin matchups got even harder. The Kassadin one is one where the Azir one is one where you're already taking a lot of trade damage as a melee champion. So, we're going to have to be a pretty heavy investment into regen to get the Kassadin to the spot he wants. And you do notice, he starts heal, goes unsealed spellbook, and will be trying to have to teleport back to lane, kind of like Corki was doing in the previous game.
Shout out to Bang. 15.4 CS per minute in the last game.
I mean,
not bad.
He's against 3 minion waves pushing in for multiple minutes as a Sivir, so.
Just, I need to do a play-by-play thing where I look at a stat and I'm like, that's a cool stat.
Cool stat, bruh.
Cool stat. I think so. Okay.
We've had some very facetious numbers this season when it comes to CS per minute, things like that.
And also the all-time stats that are just so weird to comprehend.
That's because now is the best time to watch video games, Atlas. 2018.
Yeah!
It's where all the
now
history is being made.
Now is the longest you can possibly watch video games as well. People thought 8.2 was a time where the games are going to be shorter. Hell no, says SKT.
And SKT, it's weird because what? An hour and a half ago we were talking about how they might be studying their season. Now things are looking unclear.
Now it's going to take a long time to study their season.
Yeah, well, it's true. The VOD review is going to take hours and hours.
They must really love VOD review.
Alice, we can't go insane. We still have a super hype best of 3 after this.
No, don't worry.
We have to rein it in somehow. I feel your pain, trust me.
We'll have an energy drink, and we'll be ready for KT versus Kingzone. But we do have another series happening right now. It's crazy. Already putting a lot of pressure on Detal. Looking at that hook shot. See whether he can make things work. But Blossom is feeling pretty raised.
Season 8 in, it's going to be death. Crazy, we can't see his cooldowns right now.
Yeah. Oh, good flash. Weird interaction, but does get the red buff. Flash is still available for Crazy, so he's not going to die here. And in fact, doesn't have to use the flash either.
Crazy showing his veteran status, not blowing the flash, living to fight another day. Can come back up. It was a nice gank path from Blossom. But he gives up his flash, and Bono, even on the Sejuani side of a matchup, can now invade with reckless abandon and not really be too worried about a collapse.
Yeah. Okay, teleports back in. It's an early teleport. Only gets himself a shield, as well as his drink. His Comet Camille really has been the option. Wouldn't have assumed that that would have been the thing. But
it's pretty standard in the meta right now for lane control, just because W is non-committal in melee matchups, so you just W Comet. You only need level 1 in W, but you're still getting lane control with the low cooldown on the Comet, so it's become pretty standard, but the press of the attack that people would have theorized preseason has kind of been a jungler-only thing. Only Jax and the Shyvana picking that one up.
Yep.
Poke trades are always stronger than all-in trades because you can poke on a 10-second cooldown. Having enough vision to actually auto 3 times on any champion just doesn't happen reliably enough, and that's why it's all about the poke for the Camille.
Yep, not going to be bursting anyone from full health or anything like that, unless he gets into the back line. Some sort of team fight late. Thal picks himself up, the Sheen.
Hunter's Potion on both junglers. Okay, that's a thing.
Very quick, too.
Don't see it very often in competitive play. It's just a sign that you're behind, but both of them want to stay topped up and healthy, worried about potential invades. Faker just wants a forever laning phase, and for now, he's going to get to level 6 pretty freely. Feels good about that.
Look at those minions, they got so mad at him! Actually, sort of ended up not quite winning the trade there either.
Here's something interesting. Faker does not have Presence of Mind this game. He actually has Sorcery, so he does not have the Precision Tree to go into Presence of Mind. Very interesting. So I imagine Gathering Storm was the take there to justify not going into
I feel like it's so valuable.
Yeah.
But there's a decent knockup, but Blossom
he's dead.
Can't actually get out from under here.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
That's a bad look.
Dear.
That's not the play you make when your flash is down. Tempt was really smart on his feet there, but too easy. You hear a bit of a hush among the crowd. Most of them SKT fans. He done messed up.
He did. And you can see Faker didn't want a bar of it.
He hit level 6 off the last creep. Blossom didn't adjust and died. There's no getting out. You just watch him walk away. No swag walks for that Jarvan. Awkward stuff here. Blossom gave a lot in game 1, made some critical mistakes in game 2. Now will need to steady itself. They still have scaling. The game is not over, but when you're playing your first professional series in front of a packed crowd, difficult mistake to deal with.
Okay. We have a check-in with the bottom side of the map. Bang, understandably, is in control. Has the Dream first back as well with the Tyr and Sheen. But Ghost is doing fine. Still hasn't actually gone back to base yet. Okay, Crazy gets the stun on Blossom. Jumping over the wall. Tempt should be able to shift some sands to get in here. And is he going to get another one? Yes, he is. Bono doesn't get himself an assist, and the Cannon Barrage does nothing. BBQ Oliver's off to a brilliant start. And I feel like we see this every time. The team that's able to win in that marathon, game number 2, often carries that momentum into game 3.
When it rains, it pours, Atlas.
Yeah.
The 2 tiers on SKT's bot lane might be a prophecy. That was a very poor time for him to be into the river. And great presence of mind from Crazy. Just turns on him instantly, all-ins, flashes over the wall. He had 2 people backing him up. There wasn't going to be no backup. You cannot walk up to do objectives when you're not going to have any response from your laner. And it's Kassadin. He doesn't have much mana. He's trying to get through a difficult laning phase. There will never be a scenario where Kassadin will react first in a scenario like that. So another real mistake, you'd have to say, from Blossom. Puts them even further behind in the early game.
Yeah, and you know, the only thing that we've really got to go on here for Blossom is his solo queue and things like that. His best win rate by far was actually that Sejuani. Still, we have to remember that it was the Kassadin locked in that second pick. Just find it real curious.
It doesn't matter what champion is playing Atlas. It was just honestly big mistakes. Like the mid lane gank, when his flash is down, you don't do it. The Jarvan is as safe as can be. Every jungler in the world has played plenty of Jarvan. It's been a cornerstone of the meta forever. I understand that they're prizing something for Faker over Blossom. They should. He's Faker. He does believe he can solo carry on this Kassadin. He's done it this season. but decision-making is what is letting down Blossom, rather than anything to do with his champion.
Yeah. Well, Bono's not going to be able to discover this ward, so free information given over to SKT. Gold is still extremely close, about 300. Thank you very much, Kleptomancy. SKT is still going to be fine. Tumble gets Ghost out of the way of the Dazzle.
And even register it, but Tempt actually picked up both kills here.
Yeah.
So his Nashor's Tooth is going to be comically early. He might have it soon. It's going to go Sorcery Shoes to punish the mid lane more. Not sure about Boots 2 when it's already the best part of an Abyssal Mask complete for Faker, but that is the decision here.
Yeah, Negatron Cloak really does help out. Blossom used his... Oh, no, never mind. Okay, that was confusing.
It's okay. Watch top lane here. All in on Style.
Yep, hookshot comes in. He's golden within the goldenness. Flash comes out, but there was already an ult from Bono, and they will be able to grab the gangplank. Third kill for BBQ. This one onto the Camille.
Story as old as time. Why not target out the rookies? They're just coming off a heartbreaking 74-minute loss. Rushing for first the enemy jungler, now the top laner. SKT will take an Infernal, which, judging on game one, could be worth basically everything when the game goes ultra long. But we mentioned in Champ Select, despite having the Vayne and the Azir, BBQ want to play a shorter game here, so they're happy to take the trade of immediate gold for scaling, because they don't want the scaling to be the decider with how much Cassidy can influence this game as it goes on.
Yeah. Faker now with the Catalyst as well, so should be able to keep that mana in check if he stays fighting with Tempt. So he's actually going down relatively low, but the parity as far as CS against a 2-0 Azir in the mid lane is a testament to Faker keeping a clear head.
Vayne down about 20 against the Ezreals. Not actually something normal. You'd expect it because of Vayne's lane presence. It's been tuned down further on this patch, but with Relic Shield no longer there. So it's probably unfair to compare it to previous Vaynes, where with double Relic Shield we saw Vayne winning the lane. Even with Kleptomancy of all things, when Deft was playing it.
Yeah.
Without as much regen, you have to be a bit safer. His ult is already popped here.
Yep, stun is going to come in. Wolf Dazzle comes down. There's the ultimate.
Tarek.
Beautiful timing from BBQ, but the Cannon Barrage is there. Ghost going down low. The heal has to be used. They're focusing.
Double flash.
Igna, but yeah, the double flash instantly. Perfect timing there from both of them, and that's all of the summoner spells gone from BBQ.
That is the Cannon Barrage used on bot lane. All summoners down for BBQ. Does this mean the next time Hexet Ultimatum is up, Sejuani makes another visit to the top side? Blossom already reinforcing vision. Tal a level down already. Trying to bait in Crazy here, but Crazy's not taking the bait.
Nope. Not this time around. Things calming down just a little bit here, but it's still, the gold lead is just not where you'd expect it to be for 3-0. And having that Infernal Drake is a huge deal for SKT, so...
CS leads, Kleptomancy, and like you say, the Infernal does answer a lot of the early things that BBQ have been able to put up. So maybe the mistakes from Blossom will not actually be the deciders. They're turning on to Tal. I mentioned this could happen, but he's all alone.
Yep, Blossom's going to turn up though, and Crazy realizes that this isn't the fight that he wants. Has to flash himself out. No hookshot to get over that wall.
Q-max is often what we see in lane. You can max hookshot as well, but that's normally the jungle max. So he'll walk back up, summoner down, but control on the top side. You'll notice a litany of wards does provide very real safety for the gangplank, who will be scaling. In the mid lane, the Kassadin already has the Abyssal Mask and is doing very decently in trades.
Yeah, Faker's having a great time against Tempt.
Faker can overtake this game if it continues to extend, if BBQ can't actually up the ante, and that's why you see BBQ, the ones making the proactive moves.
Shot Barrage, bang. Gonna help out with the wave clear. That's cute, Crazy. They spot Blossom, immediately pivots. Not gonna go in for this fight.
Knight still taking on Faker for lane control, doesn't have the teleport to try to collapse on the top side, but that'll be a later thing.
Only just flashed, as you can see.
Yeah, we missed that one. But you can tell the Tempt uses ult and forced flash.
Ignat in a whole host of trouble. He's going to get
Unbreakable the
stunned
wrong way.
up. And Faker is so sticky now. There's no flash available. He just uses his stopwatch to try and give Ghost an opportunity to come in, but that's not enough. And Faker grabs the first kill for SKT. Exactly the man who you want to be picking up this money.
A lot of cross-map opportunities this game, with players going missing and also showing up on sides where they don't have any control. Mid lane, looking onto Tempt.
Yeah, flag and drag. Gets the flash, actually, as Tempt gets knocked up. Ignite goes down, and Faker picks up 2 kills in quick succession.
That was really nice from Blossom. Great mechanics on the EQ flash. Locks up Tempt. We knew already that his ultimate was down. This is the steadying moment for SKT. This is where the early game counts for a lot less than it did a couple of moments ago. Lane control extends in the bot side for Bang, and SKT find themselves in a 500 gold lead after a horror early game for their jump.
Still options here for BBQ. Down by too much. You just get so worried when Faker starts a game at 2-0-0. Completely evening things up with Tempt. And actually going to lose a bunch of creeps here in the mid as well. Level 11 for Faker is, well, not going to have a great time. As Bono, right place, right time, gets himself a flash for free.
Use the ult here to stop this being the minion wave that ends the laning phase topside. And they're going to, on the bottom side, as you can see, play the gangplank advantage of ulting one minion wave and collapsing on the bot side. It's a good cross-mapping from SKT. We'll get them first brick. First turret blood at 14.5 minutes. Rapturous applause from the fans. They know that SKT have steadied the ship that was looking very leaky just 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, and this is a huge deal as well, because we were talking about mentality for SKT in their previous matches. Looked like they were potentially getting tilted, not feeling like they really wanted to be there after losing a map and things like that. And it certainly can happen when you've had the start to the season that they've had. This time, though, especially in Blossom's case, managing to turn around what was a horror beginning to this game certainly is good news.
Now really isn't an item discrepancy, despite being the better part of 7 camps behind the enemy jungler. 24's advantage for the Gangplank does Gangplank things, who's gone very competitive in CS, even dying once, so hasn't been BBQ denying CS. They've been trying to play the map aggressively. Speaking of aggression.
Yep, Tempt is going to push the Pirate over the wall. Beautiful chaining of CC from Crazy there as Bono turns up.
Nice.
Grabs himself an assist, and yeah, that was stunning.
Yeah, it's beautiful play there. They will take the top lane turret, but BBQ need more plays like that. They're going to feel pressured to continue this sort of game, and a second Infernal spawns, so the timing is not ideal either. Faker's looking to try and catch Ghost in rotation, but it should be a second Infernal to the side of SKT.
Well, it's going to be BBQ turning up, but you can see SKT know exactly what's going on. Crazy's going to take down that top outer turret like you were talking about, but still. Don't know whether that's going to be worth it. We've been scaling so much so far today.
All kills, bar one on BBQ onto the Azir, who will be bullish that he can dominate the game, but Kassadin already impressively strong. At the 16-minute mark, double Infernal already complete as well. They opted into a very low presence bot lane with the Vayne. After the Vayne nerfs went live on patch 8.2, and there were no Relic Shields either to keep him sustained up in lane. When you had Relic Shield, you could look for the aggressive tumble, then fall back to double Relic Shield procs when the minion wave came in. Now you have to be more defensive. You're on the back foot a lot more when you have less sustain. That means that we've seen nothing from Ghost this game. They will really need to justify the Vayne pick in team fights. Otherwise, it's another one of the reasons why the bot side has lost pretty heavily while all the action has been top side.
Yeah. Speaking of top side as well, Thal seems like he's happy to build either the Essence Reaver again, potentially, or going for that Ghost Blade.
Yeah, could definitely be the choice here. We'll wait and see. That's how comfortable he's feeling. If he gets the BF Sword Gold, certainly be big.
Blossom not feeling too harassed here, so Rift Herald could be an option. Ignite does get the vision down, though. SKT, man advantage certainly here.
Now the awkward thing for the side of BBQ is that they're probably going to have to give this up, although I say that, they come to contest because Ghost is here.
Yep, Faker's in as well. Bastion's down on top of him, so the Dazzle gets Tempt all the way out of there. Blossom gets his way back in and gets himself the Rift Herald. Cataclysm onto 3, but he might actually be stuck in the wrong place. He has to use the stopwatch because the ultimate was not quite there in time as Ghost is going to get taken down. The third one for Faker. 100% kill contribution and kill taking here for the man in the mid lane himself. Faker's taken this game just by himself.
And even objectives here for SKT are overwhelming that of BBQ. The first Infernal, understandable, focus on the kills. Now the kills and objectives going their ways. They turn on Faker.
Yeah, Cast Curse is pretty horrendous right here as Faker's just going to be taken down. Tempt locks up that kill. Rift Herald, not sure what he was doing there, just chilling casually, I guess.
They were summoning it, trying to break mid lane turret through all this. Didn't know the vision control that BBQ had in the area, so Rift Herald counts for nothing. They get an answering kill, but BBQ know this is only the start. Still a long way from Infinity Edge onto Ghost. Had the BF Sword, just picked up Berserker's Greaves. 2-item Vayne is going to have to dominate team fights, outplay things like the Cassid and the Gangplank barrels. Otherwise, the bot side being passive and just giving up a turret basically in the 1v1, 2v2 I should say, is going to be the big difference between the two teams, despite the early game from Blossom being a low light lead.
Yeah, and also just despite the start of the game actually looking great for players like Tempt, grabbing 2 kills really, really early. Crazy as well, 1-0 and 3 now on the Camille, but still feels like SKT are actually playing better as a unit.
Especially when they're in 3s and 4s. When it's just Blossom, he can be exposed. When Blossom and Tal combine, sometimes they misjudge, but basically whenever the play involves one of Faker, Bang & Wolf, they've been a lot more on point. They turn on to Tal.
Yeah, gets the movement speed though from the barrels.
No ultimatum available, still on cooldown for a couple more seconds. Tempt has a lot of money, so he does have plenty of wave clear available in mid unless he's chunked down, and Ignar's there to stop that happening.
Yeah. Bit of damage here, but the dive is on.
Watch Faker.
Cannon Barrage comes down, instant exhaust from Ignar to stop Faker from getting the work done. They've run out of minions, so Bang's not going to be able to take down this turret. Not exactly a successful dive, but they grab 2 summoner spells from Tempt.
That does register from Bono as well, but they're going to try and return. Azir's in base. He's most of their gold. Very difficult for them to protect. That's not something that Vayne provides in this scenario. They'll want the turret now. But they start to walk up, and that does halt SKT.
Now, Static Shiv thankfully going to give Vayne at least something as far as killing a group of creeps. But isn't too worried about it. So I'll get himself back down here. And remembering that SKT are feeling okay about scaling, really. Got themselves the Gangplank and the Cassidon.
No sheer scaling advantage, but
yeah,
I'm a bit skeptical of the Vayne actually being able to pull off the potential, kind of like the Nasus in game 1 of the day.
It's like theoretical scaling, but in practice could be more difficult. And the Nasus certainly was.
Always a big fan of reliability. When a champion with high reliability has the right numbers and runes and things working.
We're having another Rise conversation, aren't we?
Yep. Rise is one of the reasons why he's permabanned. Gangplank's reliability with Klepto is right up there. So many ways to generate gold. Play multiple lanes. They're going to look to turret dive Tal.
Yep. Crazy doesn't find the stun unless the oranges were eaten extremely early. Ultimatum flies forward as Bono's going to be able to pick up the turret aggro, but teleport coming in. And Faker's got teleport ignite as well, guys, as he makes his way into this fight. Rift Walk slows down Bono, and he's just charging it up over and over again. Lichbane in the back pocket of the Cassidon.
He doesn't have presence of mind, so he can't chase on for the second kill because he went the sorcery this time out. It does slow him down. Teleport Ignite for just a short amount of time. Always amusing. Solo Q approved now for Faker.
Yep.
Watching the mid lane. They want to push on, and Ghost still only has the Shiv, no Infinity Edge, so it requires Tempt to reinforce. SKT can drag BBQ ragged with the 1-3-1, unless Crazy can kill the Gangplank on site. That's why Gangplank is going to build into the Sterix Gauge and be able to largely outlast the damage from Crazy in the 1v1. So 1-3-1 is what we said that SKT is strongest at, once they had already very early rotation the Gangplank and the Cassidon. Right now it doesn't look like there's any answers for the 1-3-1 from BBQ. Be a free Drake passed over to Bang & Wolf on the bot side, and they're going Tempt Hunter.
Yeah, he's going to be able to find Blossom here. He just blast cones his way over. Faker turns up. And side lane Azir once again. We saw Faker doing this in game number 1, but Tempt is on clearing duty. Only that bottom outer turret has fallen so far for SKT. Still haven't been able to push that any further forward, and it was answered pretty quickly by Crazy. Trying to shove out as, yeah, another very proactive Cannon Barrage. Decent Glacial Fissure. The Ignite's ticking, but the heal's enough to keep Ignar alive. Faker, oh, he just really wants to try and get onto Ignar here, but they'll settle for the turret.
Kill was a bonus. The turret is the objective they wanted. They were denied taking it much earlier because the Rift Herald push was screwed up in the mid lane. This time they get it by hook or by crook. Infinity Edge complete on this back, so a big complete purchase. About 2250 gold by Ghost to actually finish that one up. Means he has more power. Still going to be low on sustain. Just only going to be the fleet footwork. Can they make fights work where they get value out of the Vayne? They get justification for the late draft of the Vayne here. It could have been a Sivir. It could have been a lot of other champions tuned for longer games with more lane presence. Vayne walks up, looking at the stats here. Clearly 50% crit from the Shiv and the Infinity Edge. Wants to go for more, I imagine.
Yep. Next Zeal item to come in after that, you could imagine.
Want to consider Phantom Dancer, I'd imagine.
Yeah, that's what I was sort of hoping for as well, Papa.
Phantom Dancer maybe later in the game if they're looking to close something like a rapid fire kind of changeover, but I think given how close quarters Vayne fights in 550 or less range, probably going to have to be Phantom Dancer.
Crazy still looking for more. Ravenous Hydra going to be item number 2 after that Trinity Force completion. Like the fact that he's focusing on damage, because a lot of this game, like you mentioned before, hinges on whether or not Crazy beats Style in 1v1. Like it's almost it, right?
Does feel like that's one of the few ways that BBQ can actually influence lane assignment. Either rushing an objective like the Baron and forcing people to teleport, or actually having a winning 1-3-1 lane matters a lot against Kassadin and Gangplank. No guarantees about that one as this red buff really wants to reset. Blossom will take it in the end.
Yeah, denying it from... Oh, no, Bang's already got theirs. Never mind. Both red buffs now available for SKT. Still Faker sitting on 100% of the kills.
Same scoreline, actually, as opposing number.
Yeah.
It's a mid laner's paradise. 8 of the 9 kills going to Tempt and Faker. But all SKT wants to do is to create a situation where Kassadin's top side with teleport. He'll have to change over to that as Ignite right now. The Gangplank is bot side, and wherever they decide to fight, if it's around the Kassadin, then they'll just throw in a Gangplank ultimate and be kind of 5v4 in that scenario. And speaking of Gangplank ultimates...
Yeah, another Cannon Barrage so proactively. Bono has an opportunity for an ult. That Thal's in trouble. Emperor's Divide, but the flash is there. Oh, not quite enough. The Conquering Sands not quite having the range to get rid of
Doesn't have a minion wave, so won't get mid lane turret to punish this. So only a Cannon Barrage and the flash of the Gangplank gets them the top lane outer turret. Crazy. Eventually going to put together the bot lane outer turret, but lower value with Baron buff on the menu.
Still, it's a trade. The BBQ not going to be feeling too bad. Only 3,000 gold the lead here for SKT, as their superior map movements has certainly got them into a great spot. But you're right, the more they can push these waves forward, close the jungle off for BBQ, the better.
Bang, just ulting waves off cooldown, getting a bit of information if they can see the items on the respawning members of BBQ. Again, the only real good news story is that Tempt is a Void Staff away from a pretty fearsome early game Azir build.
Yeah.
And they haven't lost control of their top blue side jungle. That's now the most important place for BBQ to control. Baron damage from SKT is pretty damn decent. It's not massive. They don't have a mid laner with big threat on Baron, but they have a great turn off Baron. Gangplank can be bot lane, ult behind the people coming to contest it. Faker's hit level 16. You know this is the point where Rift War can really overtake a game.
And Wolf keeps them alive forever.
Yep. That is definitely the recipe for an SKT Baron start and turn. Talked about it a couple times already, but no presence of mind might hurt them if it's extended enough. They're trying to actually kill Bono, then turn onto another target. Then he's likely to run out of mana with the Rift Walks. That's a bit more conservative with the sorcery being taken this game. Bono was caught around that exact brush that SKT has stacked on in previous game that gave up the Baron early into it. Needs to be very careful. They don't have the top lane outer turret. Feels like a replay what we saw earlier in the series, game 1.
Bit of a mana issue as well coming out for Faker. So just as far as mana pool, doesn't have a Seraphs or anything in this particular build. I like it for just flat damage, but it's a bit more of like a burst mage Kassadin move, not wanting to Rift Walk around a fight.
And if the burst opportunities aren't Ghost, you're going to have a bit of a struggle trying to take someone down. So I take your point. Means the Baron setup's going to have to be so precise. They're going to really have to bait it in with a smart Gangplank ult. Level 16 just hit on the Gangplank as we discuss him. Crazy ahead in experience, marginally ahead in items, but not really relevant. I should say gold, not items, of course, because of Kleptomancy.
Yep.
And he can't really influence the map because all the vision control is being spent not giving Baron over to SKT. Crazy that the right move is to just kind of 5-man sit on the Scuttle Crab and hope for a face check. That's the right move there from SKT.
Certainly been hanging around here waiting for minion waves to cross past that river.
Bang loves to go on roams to kill top laners, but also can turn onto the Mountain Drake.
Yeah, he's been killing a lot of dragons by himself so far today. SKT got a few of them in game number 2. Tal's going to turn up, help him out, so this one will go down for free. So 4 out of the 4 dragons going over to SKT. It's like BBQ are saying, well, we don't care about the late game because we will beat you early, but that's straight up not what they're doing. So difficult.
And you kind of get it, right? Because Azir Vayne, in theory, is like, whoa, massive damage. They're going to outplay. It's just actually outplaying in this game against Gangplank Barrels, Gangplank Ultimate, and a Kassadin, who is basically free-farmed, is really difficult to do. Any chunk onto the Vayne, even just a true shot barrage before a fight starts, it's going to take time to lifesteal up. It's going to take time to keep the Vayne alive. There's no big items yet to really extend her life. Only a locket onto Braum in that particular way. It's going to be a double locket very soon. As you can see, Sejuani working on the Aegis as well. But I remain to be convinced that the Vayne was the right draft, barring some amazing mechanics by Ghost in a team fight.
Yeah, because the more items Faker gets, he's now got a needlessly large rod building towards basically anything, most likely the Rabbit
at some point, you know, REQ almost won.
Man, like, it's getting harder and harder to be Ghost.
All right, Crazy. Can you kill Tal on the side lane?
He's going to be able to get the hook shots.
He gets Derricks, that's something.
Yeah.
There's a cooldown he can work on. He can always return. That means that Gangplank will be recalling for now. At the same time, SKT push up the vision. What did we say they had to control BBQ? They have to keep vision around this area. Control wards right now, not the most in their inventory. Sejuani has 2, 3 for Braum, no others. So they need a team effort here. Something like a Doran Shield from Ghost kind of has to be sold for a control ward to actually keep any sort of control in the blue side.
Yeah, both teams getting so antsy right now. You can see the pings from both sides. Bono doesn't want to face check SKT. They're in position. The Dazzle comes down. Decent stuns onto BBQ as Ghost. He's free hitting in the backline. Cosmic Radiance not quite doing enough. As I don't know what Temp just did just there, but it looked weird. It's going to be 1 kill going down, but it's answered almost immediately by SKT. And Ghost, he got 1, but it's traded 1 for 3 in favor of SKT.
Yeah, that terrain is so awkward for Vayne to work. She dies with flash available. Ghost has not been flashing much in this series because it's nowhere for her to kite to the moment that the AoE came down. And SKT, they're going to roll an inhibitor. Do they want more?
I don't know. They got a Mountain Drake, they got double Infernal, they've got so much damage. The Lichbane from Faker means that he does a heck of a lot of work as well.
Tony Crazy going to try and buy time.
Yeah, but there's so much damage on the side of SKT. Nexus turret number 1 is going to fall down. Nexus turret number 2 and a Braum are going to go, and SKT in 31 minutes shore up Game 3 against BBQ. Their first win out of 6 matches. Huge stuff for SKT.
SK Telecom T1 extended their longest losing streak, but they do not extend it to 6. 5 in a row. The patch changes, and SKT come in strong. They do win against BBQ. It was with a new player, so with Blossom and Tal, these super rookies, they're able to get over the line, but not by much, Atlas. This was a very long series where they made some clear mistakes. There is still plenty of bug fixing to do. Snaky would look at this and definitely say, well, there's definitely issues here to work through. But it was still an improvement. It was still the best SKT we've arguably seen all season, because their win over the Rocks Tigers first up was not particularly convincing either. So SK Telecom T1, their fans will rejoice. The streak is over. Only upwards from there is now BBQ have to take stock of the fact that Trang and Bono, who played good, made some mistakes, where their season is at after the loss also has to be looked at.
Yeah, I think that they can still be proud of themselves. I mean, 74-minute game. They were able to actually take down as well. We're able to find some good ganks in the early stages of this one, but Faker got so many